data types. So what is a data type? Let us start with that. So when I talk about a data type, in the last video, I had discussed about different types of constants. So now when I talk about constants, we know we can call constants as data also. Also, we can say a constant can be called as data, or it is a constant, or values. Anything is fine. We can call with any name. Data, constant, value, anything is same here. So now we know we have different types of constants or data. They are, first one, we know character constants. Character constant. Maybe I can say that as single character to be more clear. I call it as single character constant. So first one, single character constant, then integer, then decimal, then boolean, then string. In this way, we have different types of constants in Java. So what are those constants? A single character constant, integer, decimal, boolean, string. And all this is data. When you talk about this data, all this is data. Single character is a constant is a data, integer is a data, decimal is a data, boolean is a data, string is a data, everything is a data. But if you directly specify data in a program, do you think your program will allow that? No. You cannot directly declare values in a program directly. And if you try to declare values in a program directly, it leads to compilation error. So if you want to declare any value in a program, that is possible only with the data types. If all this is data, to declare data in a program, we need something called data type. So what is a data type? In fact, according to the definition, a data type tells about data type. In fact, in a simple way, I can simplify this. What is that? It tells about data type. That is what we call data type is. So what is a data type? Data type tells about data type. What is that? It tells about data type, or it tells about type of data. What is that? Type of data we are using in a program. So that is a data type. So data type is nothing but it is a keyword, of course. Data type is a keyword which tells about data type. What do you mean by the data type? Just split and read it, then you can easily understand. So what is a data type? Data type is a keyword which tells about data type. That is data type. Or it tells about type of data we are using in a program. That's it. Anything is fine. So, and why do we need this data type? Because you cannot use directly data in the program. If you want to use data in the program, definitely we need keywords. And that keywords used to represent data is nothing but called as data type. Now the question is, we should understand if this is the left side, all the types what I specified here. All this is, if this is data, whatever the left side part I just declared here, this is data. Then for each data, what data types are there to represent them in a program? To represent each type of data, some data types are there. Suppose to represent single character constant, we have something called, what is that? We have something called char data type. Number two, to represent integers, of course, for single character constant, to represent single character constant, we use char data type. To represent integers, we use something called integer data types, and there are 4 integer data types here. How many integer data types are there? There are 4 integer data types. They are byte, next one, short, next one, int, next one, long. That's all. All these 4 are used to represent integer data types. So I hope this is clear. What are the data types used to represent integer? Byte, short, int, long. Similarly, to represent decimal, numbers with fraction. Integers are numbers without fraction. To represent numbers without fraction, we have byte, short, int, long. To represent decimals, numbers with fraction, we have two data types, what we call them as float, and then the next one is a double. So these are the two data types used to represent a decimal type of values. To represent Boolean, that is true or false, we use a data type called Boolean itself. What is that? To represent Boolean, we use a data type called Boolean itself. To represent string, we use a class called string. What is that we use here? We use a class called string. String is not a keyword, it is a class. If you observe carefully here, we have 9 data types to represent all these 5 different types of data. To represent single character constant, we have char data type. To represent integer, we have 4 data types, byte, short, int, and long. To represent decimal, we have 2 data types, float and double. To represent Boolean, we have a data type, Boolean itself, that is true or false. To represent string, we have a class called string. Here, all the remaining 8 data types, these 8 data types, these are all keywords. All these are keywords until this. The 8 data types which we are seeing here, this char, byte, short, int, long, float, double, all these are key, and of course Boolean. All this 8 data types are keywords. But this string is not a keyword because string is a class. You understand more about class in the upcoming videos. String is a class. String is not a keyword. So it is a reference type. In fact, people call this as a reference type. What is a reference type? Again, we'll talk it in the next coming video. So anyhow, but this is idea about this. Remember, 8 keywords are data types. I'm sorry. The first 8 data types are keywords, and the last one is a class. I hope this is clear. So what is that? To represent single character constant, we use char data type. To represent integers, we use 4 keywords, byte, short, int, and long. To represent decimal, we use 2 keywords, float and double. To represent Boolean, we use a keyword called Boolean. To represent string, we use a keyword class called as string. Okay, that is fine. So we know what data types we must use to represent what type of data. That is very clear. But suppose I have a small question. When I declare a variable like this, int a equal to some 10, we have to store this value in a memory, isn't it? Variable is nothing but which holds some value. But if this variable should hold some value, definitely we should allocate some memory for that variable. So how much memory we should allocate for this variable? For that, each data type has a fixed amount of memory, and allocating memory is done by data type itself. So what is that? Data type not just only specifies about data type, that is type of data. It also allocates memory for a. It also allocates what is that? Memory for a variable. Allocates memory for a variable. Now you can ask me a question. What is that question? Could you tell us what is the size? What is the memory size of each data type? Why not? That is our next column here. We are talking about size of data types because we just came to know that data type not only tells about the type of data we are using in a program, also it allocates memory. If somebody asks you how much memory is allocated by each data type, then let's come to the details now. Char will allocate 2 bytes of memory. How many bytes of memory? Dear friends, char allocates 2 bytes of memory. Byte will allocate 1 byte of memory. Byte will allocate how much? 1 byte of memory. Next one. Similarly, short allocates 2 bytes of memory. Int allocates 4 bytes of memory. Long allocates 8 bytes of memory. Float allocates 4 bytes of memory. Double allocates 8 bytes of memory. Boolean allocates. The size of Boolean is JVM dependent. We don't have any idea about the size of Boolean. It is JVM dependent. And finally, string. Even the size of string is who's dependent? It is also JVM dependent. I hope this is clear for all of you, my dear friends. So this is idea about data type, data type, and their sizes. So when you talk about data, this is all about data. And for each, to represent each type of data, we have one data type. And each data type allocates a fixed amount of size. Char will allocate 2 bytes, byte will allocate 1 byte, short will allocate 2 bytes, int will allocate 4 bytes, double long will allocate 8 bytes. Okay, float will allocate 4 bytes, double will allocate 8 bytes, boolean will allocate. Boolean doesn't have anyhow memory or size. It is JVM will take care of that. And finally, string is also taken care by JVM. So we came to know about all this fine. The next question is, we should know about the ranges. We should know about the range of each data type. It's very simple. The range of char is 0 to 65,535. That is the range of char. These are all, even ranges are fixed. Maybe you can ask me a question. Char is a character type of data, alphabets. How come alphabets have integer type as a range? It's a good question actually. But you know, let me tell you one important secret for you. At program level, everything appears to be a character. But every character is internally an integer. For every character, an Unicode is applied. And that Unicode is always integer. So every character will be converted to integer. So there is nothing like surprise or wonder here that the range of char is 0 to 65,535. Altogether 65,536 values are there, but we have range up to 0 to 65,535. And if you see, character will accept only positive values because character doesn't accept negatives. And this is the only unsigned data type in Java. Unsigned means which doesn't accept negative values. It accepts only positive values. So when you see this, character is the most unsigned data type which accepts only values from 0 to 65,535. Coming to the range of byte is minus 2 power 7 to 2 power 7 minus 1. In fact, it is 2 power 7 minus 1. In fact, it is minus 128 to 127. You can convert it easily. That's not a big issue. I just remember it so that it is easy to remember the range of integers. Again, range of short, minus 2 power 15 to 2 power 15 minus 1. And these ranges are fixed, sizes are fixed. And why should we use data? What data we should represent? Everything is fixed. What data we should represent, or what is size, what is the range? Everything is fixed, my dear friends. So, and range of int, it is a minus 2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. Range of long, minus 2 power 63 to 2 power 63 minus 1. So this is all about ranges of what is that? Integers and character. Now we are going to see the range of Boolean, I mean float. 3.4e minus 38 to 3.4e plus 38. This is the range of float. Now range of double. 1.7e minus 3082, 1.7e plus 308. This is the range of double. Range of Boolean. Boolean has only two values, that is true or false. That is the range of Boolean. Range of string. We cannot specify the range of string because there are so many strings. We cannot specify string. So it depends on the requirement. That's all. The range of string depends on requirement. So this is all about data types, my dear friends. Excuse me. This chart will give you clear idea about data. What type of data we have, different types of data, and what is the data type we should use, what is the size of each data type, and what is the range of each data type. I hope everybody has understood this. Right. So now we should see the last one, syntax of data type. How do you declare data types? It's very simple. We can declare data type using the syntax. Already I think I had discussed this in the variable video, because we use the same syntax to declare variable and data type. That is, Always we should declare data type first. Data type space var name equal to something like value. That is first one. Or data type space var1 comma var2 comma dot dot dot. If you want, you can initialize values after declaring the variable then and there itself. Otherwise, you can initialize the value later. That's our choice. And this is how we should declare variables. I hope this is clear. In place of data type, you can keep any of these 8 data types, 9 data types, which we had discussed. And depends on data type, the meaning of variable changes. Depends on data type, it is decided what value we should initialize to a variable. Suppose, as per syntax, I am saying that data type space var name equal to value. It's not necessary to initialize value, but it is an optional, of course, initializing value. But declaration is important. After that, we should initialize. So, but this is the syntax. What is that? Data type space variable name. This is for multiple, we're declaring multiple variables. For example, I want to declare character variable and initialize it. Something like this. Right. So how do I declare? I follow the syntax first. How? Data type space variable name. So this is my syntax. I want a character value. So I had declared a character variable. Always declaring variable is first step. And then initialization. Once you declare, you initialize it, because this variable is a character variable. Initialize this with a character value, something like this. Over. So this is very clear. You are clearly instructing to the compiler that this variable is a character variable. Then we can initialize any character value to it. I hope this is clear. Similarly, suppose I want to declare and initialize byte. So how do I declare byte space? Again, follow the syntax. Data type space byte space some b equal to 10. You can initialize a value like this. First, you can declare a variable and then initialize like this. Or you can declare and initialize directly in the single statement itself. Anything is fine. In this way, we can declare all the remaining data types like, int. Similarly, we can declare short sum s equal to 10. Similarly, you can declare int sum I equal to some 20. Similarly, you can declare long sum L equal to 40. Similarly, we can declare float sum F equal to 10.6 F. Similarly, we can declare double sum D equal to 20.8. Of course, you can say I had suffixed float with F here. I'll discuss about this. Why should we suffix float with F in the upcoming video? And suffix double with this is double initialize with the decimal value. And finally, boolean and string. How do you declare boolean? Boolean space b equal to true. Similarly, string. How do you declare string? String space is equal to something like Manohar. So in this way, we can declare variables like this. Data type space variable name. That is the syntax we have to follow. Later on, we can initialize values immediately or later on, wherever we want, whenever we want. So this is how we can declare variables, and this is about data type. So finally, what is summarization of a data type? What is a data type? A data type is a keyword which tells about type of data we are using in a program. How many data types are there in Java? 9 data types are there. So let me summarize questions here. Let me throw quick questions to you. What is a data type? Maybe you can answer these questions now. And how many data types are there? How many data types? So that is the next question. And I think I had discussed about string. Is string a data type or a class? That is next question. Then after that, we had discussed about sizes of all data types. I hope you can answer this. Also, we had discussed about range of data types. Of course, you can just remember this because these are all fixed values. And then I had given definition what is data type and and sizes about all that stuff we had discussed. So this is simple idea. I hope you can answer this. And the next one is you can answer what is syntax of a data type also. I hope you can answer this. I hope you can go for declarations as I shown you in the video, how to declare each variable and initialize it. So in the last video, I had discussed about data. So if you don't have idea about constants, go to my previous video, constants in Java. That gives you a clear idea about constants. Then this video gives you a clear idea about data types. So this is all about data types, my dear friends. Thanks for watching.